Are we recording yet? Oh, yeah. Welcome back to the show. If this is your first time here, I need you to do something for me before we continue. And if this is your second time here, or you're just a returning viewer, I need you to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and share this video so you can get more content like this. And you can do one more step for me and hit that notification bell. Yes, go ahead. So you can be notified whenever I drop videos like this. Now, I'm going to take y'all on a trip. Have a seat, because we're about to get into it, right? Imagine that you are a young high school boy. You have hair growing out of everywhere. You're going through puberty, so your face is bumped up. Yeah, you're made fun of, maybe. You're bullied, maybe. But you're going through things that your parents do not know about because you don't talk to them. You don't talk to them about anything at all. You keep everything inside. You keep everything bottled inside. And you are told that you are supposed to keep everything bottled inside. You're not supposed to show any emotion, so you try not to. Even though you're a young boy in high school. Remember, you're in high school. You're still young. Now, that pretty young girl that you sit next to, 2 seats down every day, that you try to make eye contact with, but every time she looks at you, you turn around, you look the other way because you're still a young boy. You might still be shy. Yeah, you may still be shy. You're not really good with the ladies, and you just daydream, right? You daydream all day while you're in the classroom. You're drawing pictures of her with hearts. Yeah. You might even say you think you're in love with her. You think you're in love with her. You're infatuated with her. That's more like it. But you think you're in love with her because you are still young. And now, she, on the other hand, doesn't even know you exist. Yeah, she doesn't know you exist. And I'm talking about she's the prettiest girl in the class. It might be the prettiest girl in the school. Well, to you, she is. Don't forget, you're sitting there drawing pictures of her with hearts and doves and butterflies. You sit there and daydream about her, staring out the classroom window, just thinking about making her your wife, what kind of life y'all could be living, having kids, you buying a nice house, 2 cars outside, 2-car garage, kids running on the grass, and I'm talking about green grass. Yeah, you're just daydreaming about things that you wish you had with this young girl, right? She doesn't even know you exist, though. Now, all those things that you imagined and all those things you thought about, you were actually serious about. Well, at least at that age, you were actually serious about. Because, ladies, most men, and do not forget, we speak in generality. So when I say most men, I mean most men. I'm not saying all men, and I am definitely going to tell you that most men, they are serious about you, then they are serious about you. Yes, if they are sitting there daydreaming about you, it doesn't matter what age they are serious about you. Of course, if you've been hurt in the past, if you have some trauma, you're going to throw some things in there and say, well, the men that I've dealt with, they were trash. Okay, we get that. We get that. But back to the classroom, because that young girl, she had a boy who he really liked her. He was infatuated with her, thought he was in love with her, but he really liked her. He did. And he would have done anything for her. But she didn't know he existed. You know who she was busy looking at? You know who she was busy daydreaming about? She was busy looking at and daydreaming about the bad boy in the classroom. The one who didn't give 2 shits about learning. The one who was causing ruckus in the classroom. The one who was rude. The one who wouldn't come to school maybe twice a week. Sometimes 3. You're lucky to see him in there 3. The one that couldn't stay out of the principal's office. The one that couldn't stay out of trouble. That's who she was daydreaming about. That's exactly who she was looking at. And so, years go by. You're still daydreaming about this girl. Right? Fellas, I'm talking to y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And ladies, This is exactly what these young men are going through. So years go by, and she never realizes that you're alive. Why is that? Because you're the quiet, smart, you get good grades, you come to school every day, you're not causing trouble. You may dress well or you may dress weird, but then again, what is dressing weird? Well, no, some of y'all do dress weirdly. I'm just saying, some of y'all do dress weirdly, but you dress like a normal kid, but she's not looking at you. She doesn't even know you exist. She likes the kid that causes trouble. The popular kid, you can say. Sometimes they are the popular kid. Now, in my school, we did have popular kids. Those were the kids who had, whose family had more money than others. So, of course, they were popular because they were able to drive, wear, and do whatever it is that they wanted to do. But you find out that she's going to the prom. You muster up the courage to ask her. She doesn't even know you exist. She's never seen you before. That's probably the first time she has seen you, and she has been in your class for the last 3 years. She's been in your class, sitting 3 seats away from you. Yes. Or you've had classes with her, but she doesn't know you exist because she's busy looking out the window and daydreaming about the kid who's not in the classroom right now because he's out committing felonies. That's a fact. That's what she's thinking about, right? And so, come prom time, he takes her to the prom. That's if he even goes. Or she goes with someone else who's popular in the class. Someone else who's popular in the school. Yeah. So now, you either get with what you didn't want and you take them to the prom, or you're at the prom with your homeboys. Yeah. Y'all a bunch of dudes standing around just nodding your head to the music, and that's it. Now, fast forward. That same kid who was in that classroom that she did not know was alive, he owns a company. He's making bank. He's making money. He's grown out of his shell. Oh yeah. Women are looking at him now. They know he exists. He's not that shy little kid. He's not that shy little boy anymore. And I'm not talking about him having to be extremely wealthy. No, he's not extremely wealthy, but he's well off. He's doing well for himself. Guess what? He comes across said girl. Right? She's at a restaurant. She's at a restaurant and he's at a restaurant ordering food. And when I say restaurant, I'm not talking about 5-star. I'm not talking about 4-star. I'm not talking about 3-star. He's at a fast food restaurant picking something up to eat, and she's in there. Yeah, she's in there. And she's sitting down looking stressed. They recognize each other. Now she knows he's alive. Oh, she remembers him. She remembers the kid who asked her to the prom and she turned down because she wanted to go with the kid that was out committing felonies. Yeah. And so they start talking. Come to find out, she's got kids at home with said guy. They've been broken up for years. She's by herself. Of course, she's dated here and there. She's dated a couple of guys. And guess what? Those guys were very similar to the kid that was out committing felonies. Very similar to that kid. So, she seems to do what, ladies? She seems to pick the same type of guys. She seems to pick the same type of guys. The guys who are out committing felonies. The guys who want nothing out of life. The guys who are headed nowhere. That's the type of guys she seems to pick. And it started back in high school. Because see, the other kid, he wasn't fun enough for her. No, that was not fun. He was not fun enough for her. He was not out committing felonies. He wasn't cutting school. He wasn't failing. He wasn't a degenerate. No, he was not. He had his head down. He kept his head down. He had a vision. He knew where he was going. He knew what he wanted, and he knew how to get there. But that's not who she wanted back then. And even as she got older, she still dated the same type of guys, looking for what? A different outcome. She was looking for a different outcome. I hope y'all are getting some value from this video so far. I hope y'all are learning something from this video so far, because some of y'all are going through that exact example right now. But while they converse, she asks him what he does, and he tells her. Yeah, he asks her what she does, and she tells him it's not much. She's amazed at the type of entrepreneur he's grown into, the type of man he's grown into. Yes. And so, for some reason, she seems to believe that he should give her a chance. Yeah, yes. She seems to believe that he should give her a chance when she wouldn't give him a chance back in high school. And some of y'all will say, well, hold up. He shouldn't be butthurt. He shouldn't be salty because back in high school, all the way back in high school, she didn't know he was alive. She didn't know he had a pulse. No, he should not. Come on now. No one is saying that. No one is saying that. But see, when you meet a young lady, young ladies, when we meet a young lady, we vet your past. We vet your past. Yes. So you do get vetted based on your past. Why is it so hard for some of y'all to understand that? You get vetted based on your past. So if you have a history of making bad decisions, it tells us what type of woman you are today. And so if you were making bad decisions back in high school, and we get it, you were young then. But in your 20s, you continue to make the same mistakes. Okay, cool. You get into your early 30s and you are still making the same mistakes when it comes to picking men. You like these trash men out here. And don't say that you don't like these trash men, because you like these trash men out here. You must, because you keep dating them. That's who you keep picking. You gotta ask yourself sometimes, why would I keep ending up with these trashy ass men, these dusty ass men, these bum ass men? Why would I keep ending up with men like this? It is because it's what you want. It's what you want. Deep down inside, that's your desire. You want those types of men. You do not want the guys who will treat you well. And I am talking to the women out there that choose and pick dusty ass men. That's who I'm talking to. The ones who seem to pick dusty ass men. And don't forget, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you still pick dusty ass men. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are, you still pick dusty ass men. It doesn't matter how educated you are, you still pick dusty ass men. This is what you like. That's why you keep attracting them into your life, because that's what you like. You cannot tell me that all the mistakes you've made when it comes to picking men are men's fault. Make that make sense. Make that one make sense. You mean to tell me all the dusty ass men that you have chosen and you picked since high school to date are men's fault? How is that? You're the one choosing them. You pick them. And you pick especially who you lay down with. So if you're laying down with these men, with these dusty ass men, with these dogs, and you come up with fleas, how are you blaming all men? Please make that one make sense. When you had the guy who was daydreaming about you, who wanted to give you a life that you could never imagine, and even if it's a life that you could imagine, you should still be proud of that. But no, that's not what you want. That's not what you want at all. You want the dusty, bummy ass dude that's going to treat you bad and then leave you. And it's not to say that you cannot, and it's not to say that there aren't women out there who make great choices in men. No, there definitely are. But I'm talking and speaking to the majority of the women who don't know how to pick a good man. Y'all wouldn't know the first thing about a good man if it landed on your face, hit you on the nose. You wouldn't even know what a good man is because you're too busy staring out the window, daydreaming about that bum and dusty ass man, that Tyrone, as they call them. You better call Tyrone. No, but that is who you want. Is it not true? Some of y'all are even with a dusty and a bum right now. Yeah, some of y'all are with a dusty or a bum, and if he needs to see this video, you should play it for him. You should politely play it for him. Play this clip right here, letting him know that he's a dusty ass bum. If his ass is not up, going to work, working 2 jobs, creating his own business, starting his own business, doing something to provide, then he's a dusty ass bum. And you know what's even worse? What does that make you? Because you picked him. Yes, you chose him. So what does that make you? You have to think about that. So if you remain with a dusty ass man, then guess whose fault it is? It's your fault. You can't blame anyone else. And then you cannot turn around and hope that the world will help you whenever you need the help. That's not how it works. You have to help yourself first. How am I supposed to help you if you won't help yourself? Because see, if we help you out of that situation, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go right back to that situation, or you're going to pick the next dusty, bummy ass man. That's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to pick the next dusty. Yeah, because you have a history of doing so. You seem to think that they're exciting, when in actuality, if you think about it, most of them are broke. So how exciting can they be? What type of excitement can they really offer you? Most of them are broke. Dusty men are broke. That's why they're called dusties. Yes. Bums. They're broke. So what kind of excitement do they bring you? Oh, the cheating aspect? Because they may be cheating on their wives. You may be the side chick. Oh. Or is it subconsciously you want him to cheat on you because you know that's where it's leading to. You know that's what he's going to do because he's a dusty, he's a bum. So you know he's going to cheat sooner or later. Is that what you want? Because it creates the excitement that you are looking for, the drama that you are looking for. Is that what it is? It might be. I never thought about it like that, and you probably haven't either. But yes, you pick and choose these men. You keep picking and choosing these men. And then sometimes you'll give the guy who's meant for you. We're not even going to call him a good guy. We're not even going to call him Mr. Nice Guy. No. You pick the guy who's meant for you sometimes, right? And you just it all up. I didn't even need to say the word. You just screw it all up. You have the guy in your hands. He's in your hands or within your grasp. And what do? You screw it all up. You drop the ball. The man was ready to provide for you. He was ready to give you anything and everything. He would have been there for you. But guess what though? You dropped the ball. You screw things up. And then you go back to the dusty. Yes, then you go back to the dusty. See, I have been told in the past that I was too successful for a woman. A woman has told me this. I was too successful and had too much going on. And so we made it a mutual agreement to go our separate ways. Because I was like, well, I mean, if I'm too successful for you, who am I to stay? You know what I'm saying? If you want to leave, then who am I to keep you? So we went our separate ways. And now later on, come to find out, she's dating a dusty and a bum. So you have to think about that. If you tell a man that he is too successful for you, he has too much going on, you cannot keep up with him because he's successful, or he might be moving up the ladder quickly, and then you get with a bum, which one do you truly want? I rest my case. I rest my case. You wanted the bum. Exactly. That's what you wanted. You wanted the bum. Yes. It ain't hard to tell because that's who you chose. And then you want to cry about it. You want to cry about it whenever he screws you over. which is inevitable because a bum and a dusty, you cannot hold them down. No, you cannot hold them down. They want you to be their mom. Yes, they're not leaders, so they're not going to lead you anywhere. Maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to be the leader. Yeah, ladies. Is that true? Is that what it is? You want to be the leader. You want to be the masculine one. Is that what it is? That's why you pick the dusties and the bums. Because the men who are actually successful in doing something with themselves, they are too much to handle. They have too much freedom. Is that what it is? You can't be in control? You have to ask yourself that sometimes. Because now it makes you think, right? It does. But y'all seem to continue picking the wrong men. You seem to continue picking the wrong men. You keep falling in love with your heart. Oh, he looks so good. He's so tall. He has so much money. He's so adventurous. He's such a thug. He's so gangster. Yes, this is the stuff that y'all tell yourselves. This is the stuff you tell yourselves to convince yourselves to deal with a guy who you know is not good for you. Yeah, I said it. That's what you tell yourself to convince yourself to date a guy or sleep with a guy or be with a man who is not good for you, who is not the one for you. And then when you get screwed over, guess what you do? You start to cry. Yeah, you start to cry about it. Now it's all men's fault. It's all men's fault. Now you're in your late 30s, you're in your early 40s, your late 40s, your early 50s, complaining and crying about all men, how all men ain't shit. No, it's the men that you chose that ain't shit. You have a history of picking ain't shit men. Have you ever thought about that? Yes, we can go back to that word accountability, but we're not going to because that's for a whole nother conversation. Right now, we are talking about picking the wrong men, the men who are not good for you, and you know they're not good for you, but you continue to pick these bums and these losers. It is only because deep down inside, they are who you want. You attract what you are. So what does that say about you? You have to think about that. Elevate yourself, ladies. Elevate yourself. Elevate the type of men that you want, the type of men that you think about. Stop dating Tyrone. Stop dating these dusties and these bums. And then later on coping by going on all these trips and saying, oh, I'm living life. Life is lifing right now. I'm living life. I'm enjoying life. I'm enjoying my success. I'm enjoying myself. I'm a boss babe. That's all cope to me. That's what that sounds like. All cope. Because in all those travel pictures, all those hotels, all those cruise ships, who do we see you with? Your camera. Yeah, that's who we see you with. Your camera. You don't have a man by your side? Do you want to know why? Because you've been picking ain't shit men, and then later on you want to cope. You want to cope about it and say that all men ain't shit. Yeah, you want to cope by taking trips, by going out to the clubs every weekend, and by saying, I'm good being single. I don't need a man for what? What do I need a man for? I could do everything by myself. I'm independent. So therefore, I don't need a man to do anything for me at all. You know what I hear when you say that? Cope. That's all I hear. You're just coping. You're still coping. This is how you cope with it. With the fact that you've been picking ain't shit men, and now the good men, they don't want you right now. I'm not going to say they don't want you anymore, because there might be a man who does want you and gives you a chance. But the good men, the successful men, they're not checking for you. Because you have to remember, a man has to want you back. It's not just about you wanting the man. Oh yeah, I deserve this man and I want him, so he should want me too. That's not how it works. Do you deserve that man? Or does he deserve you? Exactly. Because if you're not going to add any value to his life, guess what? Go your own separate split. If you're not going to add any value to that man's life, then you need to split. You need to forget about it. That's why I said, does he deserve you? Yeah. And some of y'all will sit there and think about it and say, damn, he's got a point there. I don't bring peace to his life, which is what he wants. But you're not used to peace because you are used to arguing and fussing and fighting with Tyrone, with that dusty ass bum that you got laying on your couch. Yes, that's who you are used to being with. So you don't bring peace. You don't bring any type of peace at all. You want to fight and argue all the time. A man like that, a man of that stature does not need that in his life because he's got so much going on. So then again, you have to ask yourself, is that the type of man you really want, or do you really deep down inside, subconsciously in the back of your mind, want a dusty ass man? You have to ask yourself that question, because I'm asking it for you right now. I'm asking it for you. Is that the type of man you want? A successful man? A great man? A leader, a provider, a protector? Is that what you want? Or is it the loser, the bum, the Tyrone, the couch surfer, the cheater? Because you only have two options. But for some reason, you keep picking and you keep going in the same direction. The same one you keep picking. So what is it about you? We're not going to get on the guy right now. What is it about you? Ladies, learn how to pick better men. Because there are better men out there. And they don't have to be rich. No. They don't have to be extremely rich. No. They don't have to be wealthy. No. They don't have to be extremely wealthy. No, they don't. Pick a man who is going to protect and provide for you. Protect and provide for you. That is what you truly need in the man. And then the last one, to lead you. You need a man that is going to lead you in the right direction. All this, I'm a leader and he can follow me. Okay, let him follow you then. Why do you think you don't want those men? You keep going for the Tyrones and the couch surfers and the bums because they provide some type of adventure, some type of excitement. Well, if you get yourself a leader, guess what? You will get the very same thing, but he will be more successful than Tyrone. I just cracked the code for you. Get a leader. You need to, while you are vetting this man, you need to watch for all these qualities. If he is a leader, if he is a protector, and if he is a provider, he will show it to you. It's hard for him not to. So if he's not showing you those three qualities, then guess what he is? He's a bum. But you still manage to stay with him, and you still manage to date him. You still manage to have kids by him. And then later on, you want to cry about there aren't any good men out there. Where are the good men? Well, you dropped the ball when you had a good man. You dropped the ball when you had a successful man. It slipped right out of your hands. So whose fault is it? Is it that you like the dusty men? Or is it that you know how to attract a successful, a good, a providing, protecting, leading man, but you don't know how to retain him? Ladies, choose wisely. There's good men out there, and then there's the man that you're with.
If you like this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more content.